Let's get you news now from Karnataka, and we did talk about how the transport department there has announced a new uniform fare structure as far as taxis and cabs are concerned. So the Karnataka government there has fixed a uniform kilometer-based fare when it comes to all types of taxis, which includes the airport taxis as well, prohibiting practices such as surge pricing. So the movement, this is an attempt to bring parity among the taxi fares, including those operating through Uber and Ola apps. And this was a new order as far as taxi fares are concerned, which will be uniform and revised throughout the state. The cabs were classified into 3 categories based on the cost of the vehicle. So there you have a new rule that has been brought about as far as Bengaluru is concerned. They're saying that this is a flat structure in order to do away with malpractices such as surge pricing. Do remember there's an anomaly when it comes to the pricing, especially during those peak hours, and that's the time when everyone's out on the road, especially for people who need to get to work or come back from offices. This is really going to be a big move for the office goers who are going to get that much needed relief when it comes to that surge pricing, something that perhaps other states could also take a cue from, because we do know that that surge pricing can go very, very high. So a standard uniform rule that is going to be applied as far as the state of Karnataka is concerned. This is a flat structure that will have no surge pricing. This is what the Additional Commissioner of the Transport and Secretary of the Karnataka State Transport Authority has gone on to say, that they have done away with the old fare structure that contained minimum and maximum charges, and so they have now brought about a very flat structure that will do away with surge pricing. We have my colleague Pratibha joining us. Pratibha, a big move to prohibit surge pricing, something which is going to be welcomed by all office goers especially.
That's right. In fact, before I go to an office goer who is with me in this cab, definitely is a welcome move for Bengaluru, because most often there have been a lot of apprehensions and a lot of complaints that have been raised with regards to the surge pricing. Of course, most of us know how Bengaluru traffic is, and to hail a cab and to also combat with the surge pricing has definitely been a problem, especially coming from the IT capital of India, which is Bengaluru. A lot of these IT goers who depend on cabs also find it to be a welcome move. I have with me one such person, who's Mr. Srivatsav. So thank you so much for joining us here. How do you see this entire one city, one fare kind of announcement?
One city, one fare is fine, but the problem is, although they have said they would not be charging in surge, but the entire day they are allowed to charge us higher than what it used to be. So now it's like it's not looting only in the peak hours, it's like in looting entire day. They do it every time, no? So I think it's like we, the middle class people, we are at loss at all times. So that's the entire thing. We were never taken into account probably while deciding this. Look like a corporate decision from the government. Yeah.
See, most often what happens is when you hail this cab, there is always the surge pricing and all that. Even though that is curbed, the additional charge is per kilometer. Do you find that to be a little overpriced here in this case?
Of course, yes. Because see, ultimately, first of all, 4 kilometers it used to be 75. Now it is going to be 100, 110. And just in case if it is good, that is a cab that costs less than 10 lakhs. And if to my fate, if it is a costly car, I have to pay more just because the cab is costing higher. The price of that particular car is higher. Why am I being made
most
to pay
often in an app like Ola, you generally find book any is one of the options. So if you do not get the normal cab that you would generally take, you would have a overpriced car, and then you have to end up paying more.
I'm expecting that manipulation will definitely happen even more now going forward. That's definitely going to happen, is what I'm looking at. This is definitely not something in support of a common man, which should have been. I don't think my vote is going for a toss now.
But also another challenge that we could expect is the GST, as well as other kind of taxes that could be perhaps applicable by the driver to the commuter.
Everything is like going to tax my pocket. So it's completely not a good move considering a common man. Definitely not. And we are not even aware, at least like for example in my street, right, I have to go almost a kilometer interior So at times when drivers do ask us to pay them, like because they have to go back almost a kilometer, they ask us, please round it off another 10 rupees, another 15 rupees. We do that. But now what happens is, now the price itself is so high. Although I want to, I can't help that poor driver, right? And we don't know even if this price hike is going to help him anyway. Is he going to get paid more? I'm happy to pay, but we don't know if he's going to get paid more, no? So
But
that's
that's a
that.
pertinent point. We need to find out if the drivers would also be benefited by this. Let me see if I can go across to the person who is actually driving us. Sir, how do you see this? Do you think that one standard fare to be put in place for all taxis would definitely benefit the drivers as well?
Yeah, I think this is a bit, I think, madam. Yeah, I'm driving the Ola and Uber 3 years. Yeah, I'm satisfied with driving for these things. Yeah.
Because most drivers I've seen have complained about how they have to shell out most percent of the fare that is actually priced would actually go to the company and not the driver. Is that the case? How do you see it?
Yeah, I don't know about that things, but I'm driving still 3 years for this Ola and Uber company. Yes, well, I'm doing well for these things, madam.
Have you ever faced a problem from the commuters who have, all the time asked you why you charging us? Why is there a surge price at this particular time? It's not even peak hours. Have you ever faced these kind of problems or questions?
No, madam, I'm not seeing it like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he's one of the lucky drivers here, but then it's the commuters who are all the time, at the other end of the stick, bearing all the brunt of it. Would you agree with that?
That's definitely sure. You can just take me agreeing on that. That's always the case. Government makes a rule, a company makes a rule. Ultimately, the one who is going to pay the price is the common man, the commuter, right? And it's a middle class man who is going to pay the highest because we don't own the car, which is why we consider this as a convenient. Now, this going inconvenient, probably now we'll have to reconsider things, probably.
So ultimately, it's the commuter who's actually paying the price. And even now, when I had to hail a cab for a distance of say around 8 to 9 kilometers, I had to end up paying at least around 382 rupees, and that's the price of an Ola or a Uber cab that I would hail. But I definitely did not see much of a difference with respect to the one city one fare. But whether this would be standard even during the peak hours with respect to surge price is definitely something that we'll need to look at during the course of the day. Back to you.
Right, Pratibha. So we will keep coming back to you for more to know if this is really helping the common man or not, because at this point in time of the day, the customer there doesn't seem to be very happy.